How you doing, my friend?
Good. How are you?
Doing good.
Thank you for getting on this call.
Yeah.
Um,
And right in between me and just got done golfing and up here in the Couve right now, and you're like, hey, let's go. I said, let's go.
yep. Good timing, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Good. Okay. I won't waste, much of your time, but I just want to, let's begin. So I just want to ask like who you are and what you're about. So, let's just hear it.
So well, in the crypto world, I go by Paisano. And so that's how most people know me. So millions of people know me that way. And my real name is Trenton Stanley. And so I've been in crypto since probably about 17, 18. Did a lot of user coins. Actually, Dogecoin. I own 1 million Dogecoin. That was the first purchase that I actually made. Dogecoin, then Litecoin. And had 1 million of them. And I think I spent like $1,200, and I ended up selling it for, I don't know, 6 grand. It was funny. But you know what? I bought and sold it and traded it. And so I probably made 50, 60 grand. But if I'd have held on to it, I'd have made the 700,000. That's okay. I made it on other things. Right now, I used to be in sales and marketing. I ran sales and marketing companies. And a lot of different things. I own chains of tanning salons. I ran timeshare companies. Right now, I just do crypto and stocks, and I just choose companies that I believe are recession proof. And those are the only companies that I invest in now. There's a lot of meme coins. I just have no interest in any of those. So the picks that I've made are good. They're a little down like everything else, but right now they're shining why they're still around, and a lot of these other companies are going away. And so that's a little bit about me. I've made quite a bit of money on it. I'm pretty successful. I'm picking winners, and that's why in my life I've been pretty successful. And also I believe in God, and God has blessed me a lot. And so.
No, that's awesome to hear. Yeah, very good. So you've had a lot of success. It sounds like in the crypto space. Is that the world that you're in?
Yeah, I was in stocks, and then I had crypto. I switched over into crypto. There was a few companies you know what I mean, that I really got into because I like the team. See, I look for the team first. And the reason is that I've made a living on so I won't invest in a company unless I can talk to the founders and do a video call. And I want to talk to them, and most of the video calls will go for a minimum of usually an hour and a half to 2 hours, because I want to make sure that their body language, because 90 to 95% of communication is body language. And so I have to see if their body language lines up with their words and make sure that they can pull it off, because there's people that talk really well, but there's something that just doesn't link up. Because here's the thing, especially in crypto is a 24/7 deal. And not most people are not prepared for that. They think, hey, I'm just going to open a token or an NFT project, and man, it's just going to be easy rainbows and lollipops. Well, it doesn't work that way. The trouble's going to come. And the question is, do you have the team? Do you have the right stuff that when you get punched in the mouth, like Mike Tyson said it best, he said, everybody's got a plan until they get hit in the mouth. Well, when they get hit in the mouth, are they going to make it? And when you're making bets that I make, which are considerable size bets, that you take a big hit, because if I decide I believe in you, then I'm going to go in there. Most of the projects that I'm in, obviously at Bitcoin, I'm not one of the number one, but a lot of the other projects I'm in, I'm top 5 investors, if not number 1, just because I commit when I go into it. And so crypto is right now, since it's been a little bit down, I've just been kind of building up on the ones that I believe in. I've been waiting for the ones to go away. There's been a lot of companies out there that just don't deserve to be in the space, and I'm glad they're going away. A lot of meme coins, a lot of coins that don't have docs teams. People that don't know what docs teams are, people that will show their face and let you know who they are. And so to me, it's all about the team that's behind it, because if there's a good team, that it will keep moving forward. Eventually you'll be successful. Me, I was a millionaire by the time I was 21. It cost a nickel to be for me to be safe from drowning. My stepdad was worth a lot of money. He wouldn't give it to me. So it was all made by myself. Lost it, got it back, lost it, got it back. Anyways, you know, I'm in a place now where time is worth the most to me. My mission right now is to get the 85% of people in crypto that have not adopted it, that are scared of it and are worried and like, hey, and I don't want this digital money, kind of where I was, 5 years ago. Hey, it's here to stay. There's a lot of opportunities there. And in fact, maybe more opportunities to control your future as far as financial goals. Because, I had a 401k with one of the last companies I was with. They paid me very well. And this 401k, I'd put all this money in, and it's like 1 year it'd be down 20 grand and then it'd be up, and it was like, well, I don't really have a lot of control of what this does. And I mean, these are the type of gains that I'm seeing by putting all this money in there. And it's all based upon, the economy and these the stocks and honestly, stocks themselves, I don't, how do I see this? I don't trust the stock market that isn't is heavily manipulated. Is it I believe it's heavily manipulated, and I believe that crypto is, it still gets manipulated, but not like the stock market. I think there's more of a free market, kind of that old school free market of like, hey, you know what you see is what you get, and that's what I love, instead of all this manipulation.
That's great. So tell me this. So because you talked about the 85% that of people that don't, you know, trust crypto. What do you tell those people that are unsure about the cryptocurrency world? What do you tell them?
Well, what I would say is, do some research. Attach yourself to people that have been successful in that world. And that's what I did. I went out there and just spent time on there in rooms. Big places for crypto is Telegram, Discord, and going on there and listening. And doing research on projects, and find something that you believe in. And sit and actually watch for a minute. For me, I'm a man of faith. I pray about things. I'm like, hey, you know what? Where's this at? Where I came from when I was younger, like that. I was not one of those guys. I was the opposite. So I lived to the fullest amount of potential of whatever I wanted to do, let's say, and I experienced a lot of great things that were almost unbelievable. And lost it all, got it back, lost it all. So I know what it takes to get it. I know what it takes to lose it. And so it's one of those things to where, do the research on it, but try to connect with somebody that that's involved with it, that you trust. And what do I mean by that? Someone that you trust, and ask them to see if you want, ask them to see their portfolio. And say, hey, what do you got? What's going on? And how's it been doing? Obviously all crypto's down right now, but try to attach to the people that are doing well. Like right now for me, I really only have two projects that, I have the basic ones, Litecoin and some, Bitcoin and stuff like that. That's fine, but, and those will make money. But for me, I look for startup projects. See, I want to be the guy, a year or 2 years from now, that talked about having the Bitcoin that I paid cents for, and now it's worth, $20,000 to $40,000. So I look for projects that have that type of potential, and I believe I have one right now, and it's called Pay It Now, or Pin Token. The address to it is payitnow.io. And they're doing actually a GoFundMe account right now for financing to own a portion of the actual company right now. They also have a token, and you can go on their Telegram that it's Pay It Now. But this company is in New Zealand. They're one of the first companies in New Zealand to be approved by the New Zealand government to be an actual financial service provider. So they actually went to the government and said, hey, what's up? And they've kind of came together and said, hey, where most of these companies try to avoid the government. And here's the thing, it's going to where the governments are going after it. So you can call it decentralized and say all the stuff that you want. But the reality is you can either get on board with that and be ahead of it, or you can be the guy that's left behind that the government's going to show up one day and go, you're done. You're in our country. You're done. And we're taking everything that you got. And you're going to be left holding the bag. But what these guys did is they set up an app. And right now they also have a marketplace that's like a Amazon marketplace for crypto. It's in Christchurch, New Zealand right now. Started in December as just a token, but it has evolved. And there's so many different aspects of the business. But the greatest part is these guys have gone through so much diversity. And the two founders are Craig and Jit. And Jit is like a genius, you know, and that's what you want. You want to make sure. So this is well, let's just say this. You can do whatever you want. Here's been my recipe for success to turn, 200 grand into over $1 million. That's where it was. Pretty easy. Is make sure the developer is actually on the team. Because here's the funny part. 90% of crypto companies hire out their development somewhere else and are actually having somebody else do it. But here's the issue with that. If you're a business, let's say I'm Samsonite, right? You come to me and you say, okay, check it out. I want you to make me this custom bag. I want this, I want that. And you make this bag. You're like, man, this is freaking awesome that we made for this. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to go out and sell that bag to as many people as you possibly can. You're going to say, dude, this freaking thing is awesome. We're in business to make money. I'm going to go out and do it. And that's what's going on in the crypto world. So these companies can come up with these ideas. They get these developers that are not there, that are not on contract. They're going to get it. And then they're just going to sell it 1 million times over. You need to get the guys that get proprietary stuff that can do it themselves. Therefore, you don't have to worry about somebody stealing your stuff. There's always going to be somebody stealing. That's okay. That's part of business. Hey, I see what you're doing. I can do it better. And that's part of business. That's what's great about it. Hey, that's what's great about America. Hey, yeah, you might have came up with it, but I can do it better. Well, this company keeps making the adjustments. And so what we did is there's an app that you can download. And this is what we went after. Okay. So this is what really got me. Okay. So we'll get to the meetup. What really got me was, how do we go after the 85%? Okay. So you have an app, just like if you can use a smartphone, you can use Apple Pay. It's the same thing, right? It's the Pay It Now app. So you buy your crypto, which you can go on the app and just buy it. Okay. And when you go to the stores right now, it's in Christchurch, it's in New Zealand, it's going in Australia and online. So it's coming to the US, and I'm setting that up right now. So it's going to be coming to the US here pretty quick. If you have an online store, you can do it now. You buy your crypto, you can go, anybody that takes your crypto. And here's the thing, you can pay in any crypto you want. So let's say you like Bitcoin, Mason. I like Bitcoin. Cool. Paying Bitcoin. I like Ethereum. Paying Ethereum. The vendor gets whatever they want. They say, I want USD. They get USD. They say, I want NZD. So it keeps it simple. Are you with me on this? Are you understanding? See, that's the biggest thing, is making this. Now, here's what's going to blow your mind. There's no gas fees. So for people that don't know about crypto, there's gas fees. What does gas fees mean? Gas fees means that I need a piece to make any transaction happen, because that's how I make money, right? And you go on Ethereum, it's crazy, because you say, hey, I'm going to go buy this token. Well, I'm going to spend $100. And Ethereum comes back because it says, cool, it's going to cost you $90 to do the transaction. It only costs $100 to buy what I want to buy. Well, I understand, but that's what it's going to cost you. It's how busy their blockchain is. And so based upon different times of the day is how much it's going to cost you. So these guys figured out a way to make it gasless on the app. So you can put your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, and pay in whatever you want. Now, PIN has its own token. What's cool is you get a 1% reflection on everything that's bought. So here's what's cool. Right now we have grocery stores, mechanics, lawyers, doctors, everything you could possibly think of, they're all just signing up because here's what they also get: loyalty rewards. So when you're done shopping, so let's say you go in, Mason, you say, okay, I'm going into, we have a great guy, he's called the Aussie Butcher, right? This guy's crazy. You got to go see him. He's funny. You know, he's just world renowned, goes to these competitions here in the US, destroys them. I mean, just awesome. You go in and you say, okay, I'm going to buy $100 worth of meat. He's going to give you $1 to $2 back in loyalty rewards, just like your, you know, your Safeway and all that other stuff, right? But those rewards generally have to be spent back there. Now imagine you're looking at this app. The app to buy the meat takes 300 milliseconds. So Visa takes a little bit longer. So if I say, hey, you're a store that takes crypto, I come and say, I want to pay. I show it just like Apple Pay. It takes 300 milliseconds to do the transaction, to pay for it. Now they're going to give me a barcode at the end that I just put up my app, reads the barcode, and I get loyalty rewards. Now those loyalty rewards are in PIN. Now those rewards, obviously as PIN goes up in value, which it keeps going up in value, are worth more and more money. Every time somebody goes and spends PIN, including yourself, there's a 1% transaction fee that gets reflected to everybody that holds the PIN. So I just want you to picture this. Think about this. If you could get everybody, because what happens if we hit a recession? What's never going to go away? Food, right? Medical, you know, we're going to need mechanics. We're going to need all those things. Those are all the businesses we're signing up. So what's great again about it is, imagine this. I'm going to buy my $100 in groceries anyway. But now I'm getting $2 to $3 to buy it. And that $2 to $3 now goes up in value generally. Sometimes it will go down. Don't get me wrong. It goes up, it goes down. That can happen, right? But you're getting reflections off every person that goes out and buys groceries. You get paid on them. Now, you can then turn those pins into fiat currency, which fiat is just money, right? And you can turn it US dollars or whatever we want. Or you can hold on to it and have it keep growing. Right? And that's the point. So let me just imagine, just put this, let me ask you a question, Mason. Let's say you went out and went been grocery shopping. And here's the thing, on your app, it shows all these stores that take it. So you can go like this. I buy coffee, I buy groceries, I love bagels, I go this. And all you do is you open up your app, you say, okay, all these places take PIN or crypto, anything. Where are you going to go? Because if I shop at these places, they're going to pay me to shop there. Where would you go?
Like a grocery store, right? Like,
yeah,
like a Target, Walmart.
Yeah,
that we're talking about.
Yep, I'm talking about any store that you can think of on your app. You have a GPS that shows every store that accepts crypto, and so you have the choice. Do you see what I'm getting at? To say, well, I can go shop at Target, it's going to pay me back, or I can go to Walmart, which isn't. So I'm making money to shop over here. Do you know what I'm saying? Plus, when I go spend my money in crypto, do you know what I'm saying? Then everybody gets paid back, including me. You know what I mean? I get reflected, and reflections are based upon how big your holdings are. The more you actually hold of it, the more money you get every single month. You know what I mean? Well, it actually happens on a daily basis. But what's great about it is it's setting up business. It's opening a whole new market for marketing, right? Because like the Crypto Butcher, you said it costs about $11 to acquire a new, basically a new client, right? So in marketing, that's how it is. What is your, your cost of acquirement? Basically, what does it cost you to get somebody new to come in the store? He says it costs about $9 to $11. Okay, well, what's it cost to keep that person to shop there? Average about $2. So for the people, so it's like this. Let me say, Mason, I'm going to walk into your store. Let's say you're selling something. You say, well, I sell VR equipment because I love the metaverse. I sell VR equipment, and I know the metaverse is going to be huge. And I say, okay, Mason, so check this out. You sign up with us, doesn't cost anything. You already accept Visa. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me decline this. You already accept Visa, right? Which charges you 2.5%, 3%. Or you can sign up with PIN. We charge you 0.5%. So you're already saving 2% on your store on taking that. Plus, we're going to pay the people, not the people, rewards to come shop at your place. Plus, we're going to put a dot on the map that says, come shop here and get paid. Plus, when they're done, they get their rewards, you know what I mean, from you. So they're getting paid from you just to become shopping there. And you got to sign up for free. It doesn't cost you anything. And if at the end of the year, let's say you're $1 million business and we saved you 2% in transaction fees instead of using Visa or MasterCard or anything else. I mean, what would you do if you had an extra, you know what I mean, 20 grand, 40, 50, 100 grand a year? What would you do with that money?
You asking me?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
asking you.
put it back into the business and use that money
Isn't it nice to have
wisely. Yeah,
like that?
yeah.
Nice. So my point is, as long as you can use a smartphone, you can use this app and you can make money while going and shopping for the normal things you would normally shop for anyway. Buy, sell, get the money back out of it however you want. And that's the greatest part about it. And now they just set up the crypto marketplace. So all those products now are going online where you can just buy them with your crypto. So you're going to get it on that. They're going to ship it to your house. So they're working on the shipping right now. So here's the greatest part. It's still at the very beginning. That's why they're doing the GoFundMe. I sent it to your text message. So if you want to put it down, if you could put it down on the bottom there, it's at 40,000. It's going to go a minimum of 200,000 up to 2 million, but you can actually own a portion of the company. So there's two sections, right? We can own the token, right? And we can own actually a portion of the actual crypto company. And so you have a lot of different choices. So this is the time where you decide, and here's the thing, and I just want to say this, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. This is just my personal opinion. But being a millionaire multiple times over, many times in my life, losing it, getting it back, losing it and getting it back, there's certain opportunities that'll come by in your life that, yeah, you're gonna have to take a little bit of risk on it. If you're not willing to risk on it, you're not going to get reward. But the 401ks and all the other things, to me, are not paying out. I don't have enough control over it, and it's just not going to give me what I need. There are things that are out there that you put something that's discretionary, something that, I'm not talking about liquidating your 401k. And listen, I'm not trying to say that. But there's money that people are spending on things or have it that's just sitting there. Maybe it's 5 grand, maybe it's 10 grand. You put it into something. I put it in a company this year, and it was 20 that turned into 400,000. And so this, in my opinion, goes back to that, is one of those companies. And so you can invest on either side. Just buy the tokens, right, through the app, or you can be a part and actually own a part of the company. So I have both. So, but that's my point, is that, we got Web3, we got the metaverse, and people are like, well, what is the metaverse? That's the point. There's 20 different definitions on it. You know what I mean? Well, this is the metaverse for me, and the metaverse, and basically what it is whatever a company says it is. You got like Decentraland, and you got all this stuff, but a lot of them don't cross each other, right? And that's the issue. So there's not really one metaverse. There's many metaverses to be a part of. And that's what they're working on it to kind of cross train. But basically, with the COVID and all the different things that we're dealing with nowadays, a lot of people aren't feeling comfortable leaving their house or going out and shopping and doing those types of things. This company, PIN, you can literally go buy your groceries and they're working around it. They'll be delivered to your house and you got paid to go do it. And so it's the NFTs that you're working on, Mason, you know what I mean, that have actual utility. And that's what I want to bring up. Don't buy any token that doesn't have utility. Don't buy these meme coins. I mean, you can do it, but it's really, to me, they're more like Ponzi schemes. The old school money pyramids here. Hey, put in 200, hopefully you make some money, but buy some that has actual value to it. You know what I mean? Actually does something, right? Like Penn also has a thing called Penn Data. I haven't worked on it that much, where they actually store medical records on the blockchain for these companies, that their storage, and they're working on that right now. Penn FT is coming out, where it's basically, we have NFTs that have actual utilities that are coming out. We're actually working on one of the, I think it will be one of the largest charity programs in the world that you'll be hearing about within the next 6 months. That'll be coming from Penn. Penn won't be supporting it. It's going to be called another company, but it's going to be powered by Penn. And so it's down at low levels right now, just because everybody's been scared, and we've not been spending any money on marketing right now. We're getting ready to ramp up on it, but there's a lot of great opportunities to go out there and buy. But just make sure you feel comfortable with it. Don't do anything in that you don't feel comfortable with. Some people are like, hey, I just want to throw a couple $100, $500. What's $500 going to do in your life? Nothing. What's $1,000 going to do? Nothing. Right? So if you got it, you might as well risk on something that could change your life, as opposed to blowing it on something that's going to do nothing for you. Because these inflation prices, you're going to have to do something, because your job only pays you a certain amount. And if you don't start thinking about your future, by the time you start thinking about it, it's too late. And when you retire, it's not going to be enough money on Social Security, if it's even there, to even cover it. And so young guys like Mason over here, he's realizing what the future is. And he's saying, listen, this is the future, and this is where it's going. And you can either get on the train or not, but the train's coming. And you get to make the choice on it, which is the cool part about it. And the cool part is there's a lot of choices out there, but not all of them are going to make it. And right now, a lot of them are going away. A lot of them are getting hacked. Different things are happening. And go and investigate. Go out and look at it. Check out, I'm telling you, check out this. It's the website, like I said, is payitnow.io. And do some, check out their Telegram. You want to go in and ask questions, I'm in there all the time. But it's just, there's a lot of exciting things happening right now, because a lot of people are like, oh, it's all good. It's actually exciting, because I'm glad all these other ones are going away. I'm glad all these other companies, because it used to bother me that they would take good people's finances that didn't deserve it. Let's just say that. I'm not going to say they went out with malintentions or anything else, but when I looked at their teams and what they had, I'm like, they're not going to make it. So I knew once the recession or something came, or anything that was a little bit wavy, it wasn't going to go the right way that they wanted it to go. So I'm sorry I went on for a long time, my friend. So
No, that was great. I actually feel inspired.
Yeah, cool.
That's very cool. So, I don't know how much time you have left, but I just want to ask one more question.
Go ahead.
And that is what future do you see with, because you touched on metaverse, crypto, NFTs. Like, are you optimistic about the future of Web3?
I believe that, here it's kind of a double-edged sword. I believe, yes, that it's going to go Web3, and it's going to be successful, and it already is in a way. And it's because, just like this, like, I would have never, just the web itself and what it's done in these projects to keep growing, just like I wouldn't be connected with a company in Christchurch, New Zealand, crypto. Do you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for the connectivity of the things, and all they're doing is making that connectivity more real. They're giving you characters, you're giving your own likeness. And what's crazy is, unfortunately, there's not a lot of people that like who they are, their image, or comfortable. But in the metaverse, they can create whatever personality that they want. So it's like their dream. They're saying, I want to create this persona, this dream. It's just like this. I ain't told you my real name, but man, millions of people know who Paisano is. Not many people know Trent is. Do you know what I mean? But I've created this persona. I'm the same guy here and there. You know what I mean? But my point is, people are allowed to go on there and trade. There was a company that did it, years ago, about 10 years ago, actually. It was called, remember, it's called Second Life. What do I believe it was? It was like Second Life or whatever. And I had a friend of mine that his wife, he got in trouble. He checked her credit card, and she had spent like $50,000 on all these upgrades on this fake life. Like he went and found her. He's like, she had a fake husband. I mean, it was crazy. I'm like, you mean you spent all this money on all this fake stuff? You know what I mean? I mean, it was just like you already got a husband, you're already married, and I'm like, and you spent 50 grand on this fake dog, and you know what I mean? I mean, so there's a huge market for it, but I think, but the differences between now and then, now with the COVID and everything else, it brought in a new element of like, I'm more comfortable talking online than going out because I'm not that comfortable, going out and talking to people. And I'm not talking about myself, but I'm talking about people. And so I think, yes, I think that it's already going. I mean, some of these other companies right now, one of the companies I'm involved with too, they're meeting right now with the presidents of different countries to talk about it. They're meeting with the U.S. Treasury Department right now to be one of the first ones to set the rules. Do you know what I mean, for crypto? And so they're getting on board. But it's like, I know we all want to talk about it. It's decentralized and all this stuff. If you just notice, Binance this week just went, no, we're not decentralized anymore because they were going to get rid of them. So you can either get on board with that or not. They're gonna. Bottom line is you can transfer all this crypto through all these wallets, right? And it is anonymous right now for the most part. But once you try to take that money out, it's not anonymous anymore because it's got to come out through somewhere, And so I think that you're at the head of this, Mason. What the project you're doing is good, and pick a good project. But if you can get in on one of the ones like this one I'm talking about, this Pay It Now, I believe this one's going to succeed. I put most of my effort and time into this one. You know what I mean? Like I said, there's two other projects. We're not going to mention the other project right now, just because I only mention this one right now, just because it's the one I'm most convinced about, and I'm not usually wrong. So. And that's what's put me in a nice position that I don't have to work for another company, even though my other company paid me a lot of money to just literally just be there and work 35 hours a week. And even with the promise of a 7 to 8 figure payout, I still left. Said, nope, I'm doing what I enjoy, and I think this is where the future's going. And I believe this is going to change some people's lives for the better, and it's going to put them in a position where they can actually succeed. Because inflation doesn't really affect me, but I do know a lot of people that it does affect. I guess it affects me a little bit, but I've been fortunate enough when I go to the gas tank, I always fill it up. I remember when I was younger though. And I remember when I went through the times like, all right, let's put in $10, and then let's put in 5. Okay, we got $3. I've been there. So I truly identify with that. And that's why my belief system aligned with these guys of going after the normal stuff that's going to save people money, save the businesses money, and pay the people to shop there. It's like the trifecta. I'm going to pay you to shop here. I'm going to save you money as a business, and you're going to make money just by holding this token. And so that's what I liked about it. It's like it's a win, 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 and that's what I look for, where everybody wins. And the team is very trustworthy, and they're good. They're good people. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, that's all I got for you. Unless you have anything to add, I mean, that was a lot of information, and
It is. And that's just the thing. It is, and I apologize for giving you a lot, but here's the funny part about crypto. People are like, "Hey, you're an expert on stuff." I like to look at the crypto. I gave you the doctor's analogy. It's kind of like pretend crypto's the universe. I know parts of Washington, as far as, because it's that deep and wide. Now it's starting to consolidate right now, but if you don't get in some sort of form, you're going to be left behind, because our dollars are getting worth less and less every day. So put it in something that can pay you back, because if it's just sitting in the bank, it's not doing anything for you. Put it in some that and you're comfortable with it, taking a risk, but that's the only way you get the reward of the guys that take the risk. The most successful people, for the most part, were the biggest failures. They failed more than anybody else, but they don't look at it as failure. They looked at it as that wasn't the way to do it. and they just keep going, and they just keep going, and they just keep going. So that's the thing, is pick a company, invest in it, just sit on it and watch it grow. And so that was my only advice. So be a part of it, because it's coming, it's here. And one way or another, you can either be on the train or you can watch it go by and say, man, just like all these people we hear about all the time, right? 2013, I had 1,100 Bitcoins on it, and I bought a pizza with it. And so it's already happened. It's happening again. And be a part of it. And it's easier. And go with companies that are easy to use. And so that's all I got to say.